Welcome to our channel. My name is Tracy. I'm the keeper of the home here at 4D Farms, where we are all about home, family, and living this life that God has so graciously blessed us with. Our channel is full of content that I hope encourages you, inspires you, and most of all helps you on your journey. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you will get notified every time new content is uploaded. We hope to see you in each and every video. Hey y'all, welcome back. Today, I just feel like making some bread, okay? Now y'all know and you see I'm not at home. We're on a work trip, okay? And we're fixing to go to the next spot. And I'm like, I just feel like making some bread today, but we're not at home. Y'all, this is what I call my bread on the go, okay? On the go bread, a traveling bread, whatever you want to call it. I call it my on the go bread, bread to go, whatever, road trip bread. I don't know, y'all. It's bread that I make by just simply, I've done this 100 times before. I know what ingredients I like to work together because I've experimented, I have practiced, I have researched, I have watched, I've done it all. And then when I got to practicing, I weeded out a bunch of things, kept this thing, wrote that recipe down, because I'm like, I don't want to do anything else. I like the way this one turns out. Sometimes you have to do that with recipes. You can have 10 different recipes on tater tot casserole, okay? And you try all 10. You pick your best favorite. You throw all the rest of them away because your family is like, we like this one, stick to this one. Don't do the other ones, okay? Don't do the other 9, okay? And it's kind of like my bread. And I've made this after I found the ingredients that works together that I like. Today I'm just going to be adding one extra ingredient just to see if it makes it come out a little better, to make the crumb come out better. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. I've tried all the other ingredients put together except for adding this one. And I'm going to try it today to see what kind of difference, what's the hype all about, okay? And I've done a video before where we were on a road trip and I was experimenting that day. And actually, I will tag that video at the end of this one. And I was like, bread should not be complicated. Let's just take all the science out. Let's take all the confusion out. Let's take all the intimidation out. Let's just try to throw some ingredients together and don't even measure anything and just say, what the heck? Let's see how this works. And y'all, it turned out just fine. Actually, that day when I made that bread, I added add-ins, no pun intended. I added some shredded cheese and some herbs. And y'all, I did it in my air fryer. Okay, I don't have my stand mixer. I don't have my big old oven at home. I don't have a big old workspace. I don't have all that stuff. But I'm like, this should not be complicated. I challenged myself, and I'm glad I did because it turns out fine. And in that video, if you want to watch that one before this one so you can kind of understand how these two videos tie together, take a breath. It's more like a slideshow because I was practicing that day and I just took everything and I did it and I just took pictures because I'm like, what if I do a whole video and this don't even turn out? I'd be so embarrassed. So I just took pictures of the process. And I'm like, if it works, I'll recreate it. But I'm going to keep the pictures in case I want to make a blog post and put them on our blogs. So, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and recreate it because since that video, I've kept doing it when we're on work trips. And y'all, it still turns out fine. And when we get to the next place, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try some different things using the same recipe, the same methods, and then I will have a stove in the next place. I'll have a bigger stove and I can use my bigger bread pan. But right now, I'm just down to my air fryer, y'all. And I've got little little bread loaf pans, okay? The mini loaf pans. And you'll see them in just a minute. And if you watch that video before this one, or I'll tag it at the end, and you can watch that one before this one, and you'll see the pictures. And it's a slideshow, and I explain everything. And it will also help you to listen to the first part of that video, because I explain how just knowing how the ingredients that I chose from different recipes works together, and I played around with it, and now y'all, I can just do it. You're gonna literally see me this time, not pictures. You're gonna see me this time, literally I think I did measure my milk and my water, y'all. That's all, okay? I think I took, because I put it in a measuring cup, because I'm going to heat up my milk and my water in the microwave in that cup. So it just so happened to turn out being 2 cups, okay? But I'm not measuring anything else. I'm just going to scoop and throw. We're going to mix this dough together. We're going to do some stretch and folds. I've told y'all that technique in another video, and how the stretch and folds helps when you don't have a stand mixer and you can't knead because it hurts, okay, a little bit. So stretch and fold methods work fine. Sourdough people use that method a lot, okay? And I'm just incorporating things that I have learned over the years of bread making, and just taking the complication out of it. Watch the first part of that video where I explain a lot of that. So now, let's just get over here and get busy, okay? Okay, I am going to start by warming up my milk and water, okay? And it wound up being 2 cups. I didn't mean to measure 2 cups. It's just where it landed. And I'm using this because I'm going to heat this up in my microwave till it's like baby bottle warm, okay? You can do that. That's heating up right now. You can do this 1 or 2 ways. You can put your liquid in here first and then add your flour, or you can go ahead and put your flour and your yeast in here and then add your liquid. I have just found that if I put my liquid in here first, and y'all, sometimes I just forget what I'm doing and I'll wind up swapping. But today I'm going to put my liquid in here first, and then I'm going to start adding my flour as I'm mixing it, because if you wind up putting too much flour in your bowl, then you can't take it out. You'll have to wind up adding more liquid. Hence, then you'll have to heat more liquid up. So I'm going to do it this way this morning. I'm going to put my liquid in here first, then add my flour gradually, and then I get the eyeball for it. Okay, y'all, I got sun coming in over here, different light here. Ooh, goodness. Okay, let me go get this and we'll get started. Okay, I can do my yeast 1 or 2 ways. I can either put my yeast in with my liquid, or I can put my yeast in with my flour, either or, okay? But you can activate your yeast when you put it with the warm liquids. Look at that sunshine coming in here on my table. Like, oh, okay, here we go. Y'all, I'm just going to pour. There's the milk and water. I did like a 50/50 ratio. You can use all water if you want to, but y'all, I like the taste that bread has when it has got milk in it besides just water, okay? I like that. I'm going to go ahead and add my sweetener, which is going to be, I'm just going to use the rest of this honey, y'all, just so I can get it out of my way over here. Here we go. Y'all, I'm not measuring. I'm just pouring, okay? I don't know how much was in there. Come on, get that last little bit. I don't like wasting anything, y'all. I can't stand to watch shows where I see them leaving half of the stuff in a bowl or a jar or anything like that. It just irks me. I can't stand it. Okay, I'll use this for something else. It ain't but like a little knife spread anyway. Okay, what next? Oil, all right? You can use an oil of your choice. I'm just going to go, that's it. All right, then one extra, I'm going to try an egg. Ode to the egg, okay? Give that chicken some credit. I'm just going to try it, y'all. I've been seeing a lot of hype about egg changing the texture of your bread. I don't know, but we're going to try. Okay, now, where is my yeast? I'm going to, you know what? Just for the sake of not measuring, watch this. That looks good, okay? Now I'm going to mix all this together. Where is my whisk? I just had it because I cooked supper last night. Where's my whisk at? Oh, here it is behind me. Okay, oops, I'm sorry, y'all. All right, now I got to break the egg up. Normally, I wouldn't use a whisk, but since I got an egg in there, I got to break it up. I just want to see what egg does to the texture of the bread. I've been seeing a lot of old-timers do it. We're just going to try it. If it doesn't make any difference, and maybe if we don't like the way it does, then I won't use it anymore. But, y'all, I like a challenge. I like experimenting. I like playing with my food. Okay, now what's next? If you don't want to use oil, and I should have done this, y'all, because I said I was going to do it, and I just forgot. You can melt butter, okay, and use it in place of the oil. And I meant to do that, and I just forgot. It's okay. I'll do it next time when we get to the next place. Okay, now we're just going to start adding some flour until it gets to where, y'all, I know it's enough. Because, like I said, I've done this so much that I know what the dough needs to look like, and I know it's going to be more than 1 cup. I just keep adding flour until I see, let's use some of this, till I see, you know, hey, we need to stop here. Now, I'll have to switch in just a minute and use it because it's going to get thicker as I go. All right, yeah, going to take some more. All right. Just keep going. Now, as this gets thicker, I'll have to switch to a spatula. Yeah, now we're getting thicker. And y'all, what I like about this bread, this method, is you just mix until it's incorporated. Then you walk away. Let me go ahead and switch right now because this is fixing to get all up in my whisk, and I don't want that. I just bought me another stronger whisk. Let me go get it. Okay, I'm just going to keep mixing until I see it's not still wet or shaggy, and it's not too tough that I can't mix it. I'm sorry I'm shaking, y'all. I'm sorry I'm shaking, y'all. All right, let's see. I automatically know I'm going to need more flour. Get all that wonderful flour off the bottom. You're going to need that. And what I like about this dough, y'all, after I get this incorporated, y'all just hold on to your chairs because I know I'm shaking you a lot. Just hold on tight just a tiny bit more because it's still wettish and sticky. And just a little at a time. I'm not going to dump another whole cup in here. Let's check that. You just learn to get a feel for your dough, y'all. The more you do this, the more you play with it, you just learn to start eyeballing things the more you do it. Now, I'm not saying that a beginner's just might be able to go in there and throw ingredients together, but one day I just tested it just to say, hey, can a beginner come in here and throw some dough together, throw some ingredients together haphazardly, no measuring, no nothing? let's just see. And I did. And this is what I come up with, y'all. And I've been doing this for about a year now. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. And I think this is going to be okay. It will still might be a little shaggy dough. But I'll tell you how we're going to take care of that. Just cover up the wet spots. Okay, let's stop right there. All right, I'm not going to use my hands yet. The good thing about this dough, let me make me some room. The good thing about this dough, I'm going to give this a little few seconds to just kind of soak up some of this, and I'll look at it again. I'll talk to y'all so that way maybe let me get it in my arm so that way I'm not shaking the table. Okay, I'm just going to finish mixing this up, y'all, and get an eyeball for it. Okay, I'm gonna talk while I work. The good thing about this dough is you mix it, you just incorporate your ingredients, mix it up. Don't get your hands in there kneading it yet, because now we're going to let it rest. I'm not even going to touch it right now. I'm just going to mix it up enough to where all of the flour has been soaked up by the liquid. Okay, I'm about to drop my bowl, y'all. Hold on to that sucker. Don't let it go. All right, I just want to scrape off all the sides. Make sure there's no loose flour. Make sure there's no dry flour. It is going to look like mush, okay? I'll let you see what it's going to look like. It's going to kind of look like mush. Let me get you down here so you can see my mush, okay? Look at that. It's going to look like mush first, okay? I hope y'all can see, because, Lord, y'all, I got lights everywhere, but the sun is coming in right there. Can you see? No? Here. Okay, y'all, the lighting in here just absolutely stinks. Okay. Let me move that bag. Maybe that'll help get some light over in here, okay? It kind of looks like mush right now, but I've got all the dry flour out, and I have got the flour. There's no dry flour. Now, it's made like a shaggy dough, okay? This is all we're going to do. I do need to get that off there, y'all, because like I said, I don't like wasting, okay? That's a good little chunk. That could be a good little bite of bread right there, okay? We're going to get all this in here. We are going to cover this up with a tea towel. And y'all see that sunshine coming in my window over there. Y'all pardon our luggage, our mess. Let me go show you this sunrise. Oh, can y'all see that? Because I can't see y'all. Okay, I got basil sitting in my window, y'all. But this, y'all, my bread is going to go, and it's going to sit right here in this windowsill. Okay? And it's warm over here, so this is going to be a good environment. All right, I'm going to cover it up just like this, and I'm going to take it over there in that sunshiny windowsill, and I'll come right back. Okay, now this is what we're going to do. Y'all, I've got laundry over there. I'm adulting today. I'm doing laundry. I'm trying to clean. I'm trying to get bread going. And yeah, that's what it looks like in here. Okay, so this is what we're going to do with this bread. We're going to let it rest. Okay, your bread needs a resting period after the mixing. Especially, now this is if you don't have a mixer or anything like that. But even after you mix your bread in a stand mixer, you still need to let it rest. Y'all know when we made the hamburger buns, the loaves of bread, the rainbow bread. Oh, y'all, that was a hoot. We loved that. We do it all the time, and it's just something fun, especially around St. Patrick's Day. So if y'all want to do rainbow themed everything on St. Patrick's Day, make you some of that rainbow bread. Okay, let your dough rest and let it warm just a little bit, okay? Now, the next thing, I'm going to clean up, get ready. All we're going to do for the next couple of hours is a set of stretch and folds. Stretch and folds helps, if you don't have a mixer and you can't knead, helps form some gluten structure, the stretch, in your bread. Okay, see, just mixing those ingredients together on a whim. We forgot our salt. We'll do that in some of these stretch and folds. If you forget your salt, because I should have put it in there when I put my flour in there, and I forgot all about it. But it's okay. Sourdough people, sometimes they'll do their salt when they're doing the stretching folds. So remind me, we'll do it then, okay? I will actually put my salt over there by my bowl, and we'll just incorporate it in then, because it'll still be shaggy, and it'll be the first set of stretching folds, so it'll be fine. Just know that when you put your flour in there, you need to put your salt. Now, don't over salt it. Don't get crazy with this, okay? A little goes a long way, and I like to use the pink Himalayan salt, okay? It's Redmond's real salt. Yeah, Redmond's real salt, but it's the pink Himalayan, and we like that. It's healthier for you. So over the next couple of hours, we're going to do a set of stretching folds, like maybe 3 sets. And all we do, y'all, is we just take our bowl. If you saw that video where I was making an artisan loaf, and I showed you, I started learning how to do stretching folds. You just set your bowl down in front of you, take a hunk of your dough, north, east, south, and west. Rotate your bowl, okay? Go around, pull it up, fold it towards you, turn. We're going to do this. We're going to go around the bowl, do all 4 sides of a round bowl. You'll see what I'm talking about. We're going to do that about 3 times, okay? So that's what's next, is stretching folds. It helps work the gluten, and it helps bring the dough together more, okay? Try to avoid the temptation of adding more flour. Sometimes it all depends on the humidity in your house. Your elevation affects your bread making. The temperature in your house. See, everything. I believe I was making the bread loaves at home, and how it looked like it was just like a glob when it come out. That's because that day it was warm in the house. It was springtime, and it was getting warm in the house. So see, now temperature affects the rise in your bread too. When it's time to stop the stretching folds and then shape it and do that last rise, or letting it do the proofing after we get done with the stretching folds, if it's not warm over there and the sun shifts to over here and it's out of the window, y'all, I've got a heating pad. Create some kind of warmth. I don't have my oven, so there goes my warmer. There goes my bread proofing feature. There goes my light in my oven. I got a candle over there. I can light and set it by the candle. Yes, a little glow, a little warmth from a candle helps. So see, y'all, and the one reason why I call this my traveling bread, or my bread on the go, is because no matter where I'm at, I got to think about the situations where I'm at, my appliances, what's available to me, the weather where I'm at, okay? Y'all, we go north, east, south, and west when we travel. Elevations are different, okay? When we go up north, woo, hallelujah. Bread baking is a little different from me up there, okay? Because I'm not used to it. I'm from the south. And that elevation and that temperature and that climate affects. Ooh, I have to get creative. If I see it's not rising too good because the temperature's different, the humidity's different, I gotta improvise, okay? So we'll work this out, and that's what I like, experimenting when I'm on the road and on a work trip. I do like experimenting because that makes me solve problems. It makes me more creative. And I just like a good challenge sometimes. Y'all, I just like the old way of doing things. I don't think I was born in the wrong era. I was just born to keep the old ways alive, okay? I could still totally rock Little House on the Prairie, and I could rock World War II Depression era. I could rock so many other eras. Yeah, I could have come across that plane in that covered wagon. Yeah, I could have. But I don't know how to cook over an open fire. We haven't got there yet, okay? I can't even hardly build a fire. My dear hubby has to do that for me. So, anyway, let's see where we're at next. Let me get cleaned up. Let me put some of my laundry away, and then we'll start some of those stretch and folds, okay? Okay, I went and got the bread and my salt. I put my salt right beside my bowl so I'd know, hey, we need to put this in here now, okay? It's been 30 to maybe like 40 minutes because I got busy in here trying to put some laundry away, see? And now we're going to do our first set of stretch and folds. I've got my rings off. I'm fixing to oil my hands really good. And then we're going to start incorporating some of this salt. Now, each time we do this, I want y'all to take note of how the dough changes each time we do this. Every time I go get the bowl after this first stretch and fold, this is just the resting period, like, I'm not ready to do this today, okay? But about the first and second stretch and fold, that dough will be like, okay, sister, I know what you want me to do. Guess I'm just going to have to get up and go, okay? But the resting period, you're not going to see a lot of activity. Y'all, I'm sorry, my hair, I just washed my hair, threw it up in a clip, and threw some clothes on after I took a shower so I could just get this bread going. Anyway, every time I take the towel off this dough, you're going to see a change in the dough. And then after each one of the stretch and folds, you're going to see it rise just a little bit more. And then you'll start noticing kind of like a glossy effect and like a shiny and a stretchy effect. Each time you see me pull it up and stretch it, you're going to see the structure of the dough changing. So let me show you what I'm talking about. If you also want to know about the stretch and fold method, I explain it in another video that y'all probably already seen, but you just might not have known what I was talking about. I will tag both of those videos at the end in these on the sides over here or in a corner somewhere of your screen, okay? I'll do the video that actually, y'all, did you recognize this yet? Y'all, this is the exact same place we were at, job site, state, exact same city, exact same hotel, exact same room. When we found out we were coming back here, he was like, I got that phone number on speed dial. Let me call them and see if we can get our old room. So, because we like the view out here. We get a herd of, not a herd, but a flock of geese coming every day and landing on this lake back here. I knew I wanted this view, the backside view, because I get to see the sunrise every morning till it goes to over here. I get this wonderful sun every morning. So that's where I made that video. So I'm going to put that one and the one where I'm teaching you about the stretch and fold methods at the end somewhere on your screen. All you have to do, now you can't do this from a TV. You probably have to use your remote from a TV, but on your smart device or a tablet or something, you can just tap on it and it'll take you right to that next video. It's a clickable link. You just tap it and it'll take you to that video that you want, okay? So let me show you what the dough looks like now, which is not a lot of activity, but I'm going to show you how to do the first set of stretch and folds, okay? All right, we're going to take the towel off. Okay, not much activity, y'all, just looks like still oatmeal mush, okay? I am going to grease my hands, just get a little bit of oil or whatever. You can spray your hands. You can use water if you want to, all right? I don't want it sticking to my hands, okay? So we're going to, I should have just done just one. Oh, well. All right, we're going to just kind of like gather up our dough into a ball. See how it's already starting to change and come together? See, I couldn't do this a while ago. Every time we do this, it's going to change. But see how now I'm getting it into a ball, and it wasn't doing that earlier? It was just oatmeal mush. All right, you see the dough is changing already. Okay, I will need this hand. Okay, let me get some more on my hand. All right, now, you're going to pull up some dough, stretch, and fold it over itself. Rotate the bowl, pull up, stretch, fold it over itself. Rotate, grab, pull it up and stretch, fold it over itself. Okay? Now, we got one more to go. This side right here. North, east, south, and west. All right? And put it over. Okay? Now, we're just leave it alone. This is the first set of stretch and folds. Now leave it alone. We're going to cover this back up, put it back over in the window, wait 30 minutes. We're going to do it again. And we're going to do this 3 more times, okay? So, and I will show you the first 2 times. So you can, no, you know what? I'll show you each time so you can get a visual of how the dough is changing, okay? So, we're going to cover this back up, nasty hands and all. And, oh, y'all, we forgot the salt. Here we go again. Here we go again. I'm sorry. We're just going to go ahead and get this in here. See? It didn't even help. Y'all, I have actually forgot salt and didn't even put it in there. And I couldn't tell the difference. But here we go. That looks good. Okay, let's do this again. Let me get this out. Now I am going to have to knead it just a little bit, y'all. I am so sorry. I forgot that again. But y'all, like I said, I have actually forgotten to put salt in my dough before. And I couldn't taste the difference, y'all. But everybody's like, salt makes the difference. Salt makes the difference. Y'all, I don't know where. But it says put it in there, so we'll put it in there. Here we go. All right, y'all. Now, each time we do a stretch and fold, y'all, it will get incorporated in there, and it's going to dissolve, okay? Yeah, I just forgot. I'm sorry. But, like I said, it's not all's not lost because I have forgotten it before, y'all, and my bread turned out fine. Okay, that's good. Now, the next few stretch and folds we do, we'll get that salt incorporated in there. All right, now I'm going to cover this up and put it back over in the window, and I'll meet you for the second stretch and fold. Okay, got my dough. Y'all, my sunshine's leaving me. It's just slowly going to the other side, y'all. Okay, went and got my dough. Let me get y'all down here to where you can see. Y'all see it's getting puffy? It's rising. Y'all, that light in that window, I'm telling you. Now we're going to do the second stretch and folds. I'm smelling it, y'all. All right, let's get our hands greased up. Go in. Now y'all see it getting stretchier? Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Look at that. I'm going to pull it away from the sides of the bowl. Yes, y'all, look at that. Y'all see it getting glossy? Maybe y'all can't see because the lighting just stinks in here, y'all. Y'all see it getting glossy? All right, now we're going to pull up. See, I'm able to do this now. Pull over itself. Rotate. Pull up. Pull over itself. Rotate. Pull up. Over itself. Y'all, this is feeling so good to my hands. Alright, there's that side, last side. There you go. Y'all, we're even now able to do this, even just after the second stretch and fold. Watch this. Oops. Look at this. We're able to take it out and do this. You can also do some stretch and folds this way. Let a side fall down, cup it, put it to the bottom. Stretch that top. You see how it's stretching this top, making it go down, and it's stretching it. Y'all look how glossy. Y'all see that shine? This is what we're wanting. When it gets to this point, you can start doing this. See? And I'm just cupping, bringing it down, tucking its little booty up underneath, okay? Now, all right, we're going to plop it back over here. That's number 2, right? All right, we're going to set it back over in the window. I'll bring you back for number 3. Okay, y'all ready? It just keeps rising just a little more, y'all. All right, this is going to be the last stretch and fold I'm going to do. If you want to go ahead and do a 4th one, that's fine. But this is going to be the last one that I'm going to do. Look at that. Look how glossy. Oh, it's so soft, y'all. So soft. I love how this is coming together, y'all. If you want to do a fourth one after this one, that is fine. But after I get done with this one, I'm going to put it back over in the window, and then we're going to go ahead and shape our dough and then let it be doing its final rise or proofing, and then we're going to bake it. Y'all see how it's getting more elasticity in it? Look at that. Let's see. Let me go ahead and just pick it up. We're going to do some more of that like I did a while ago. Look at that. Y'all, this is getting to be a big dough ball. Oh, I'm just stretching the outer skin, tucking its little booty up underneath, like, and cupping it. Just like this, stretching the outer skin some more. That's all. You can even pull it, like, stretch. What was that toy, y'all? Oh, that you pulled on him and he just stretched, y'all. All right. Now I'm starting to get a little sticky, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to put it back over here. All right, I'm going to put, and it's okay because, y'all, this is warm. It's warm over there in that window. I'm going to let this rest one last time. Let it kind of come up, rise some more, and then we're going to shape this, and I'm actually going to do two different things with this dough, okay? So back over to the windowsill it goes. Okay, y'all, now comes the fun part. We get to take this out and shape it any way we want to, and then let it do its final rise. I'm trying to do this while there's still sunshine in my window, because that has turned out to be the perfect spot. I'm so sorry about the lighting, but when that sun is coming in, it just kind of drowns out the other lights. And this is all I have. They don't have a light right up above my cooking table. Of course, I moved their furniture. Shh, so I can make room for my cooking table. So maybe that's why I don't have a light here, is because I moved it down there. I do this, y'all. I have to make the room functional for me. My husband's like, I know you're going to go ahead and tell me what you need moving before I sit down, and let's just go ahead and get it over and done with. Then you can set up however you want to. Smart man, he's learned. Okay, let's get to taking this dough out and let's shape it, and I'll show you two different things I'm going to do with this one dough, okay? So I'll talk and work, okay? Okay, y'all, I've only got a limited spot here. Let me set this on the end without knocking it off. We are going to, y'all see my silicone liner I brought from home? My mama gave me this, y'all. This thing is probably as old as I am, but I love it. I got me a bigger one that goes on my kitchen counter at home, and this one is perfect for traveling, and it does fine. Yes. Okay, y'all, I just set up my table here. I use this for cooking, and I use this for sewing. So it serves a lot of purposes. Let me get just a little bit more. Flour my surface. Okay, we're going to set this down here out of my way. We are going to take my dough. Y'all see how much it's rose? And it's jiggly. Okay, we're going to take my dough. Let me throw my towel somewhere. I got my handy-dandy little dough scraper here. Y'all, my husband makes fun of me of all the stuff I pack. If I can make it fit in my box, it's coming with me. He's like, if you put one more thing in this box, but I know you'll still tote it for me. And I give him the little eyes, and he's like, anyway, this is in my box. Oh, I'll show y'all one more thing I've added to my box. And I bought it while I was out here. Yes. Okay. So, look at this, y'all. I love it. Okay. See, we're taking the complicated out. I want y'all to see this. I don't even have to scrape it. Watch this. Look at that. I love it. Oh, it smells so yeasty, y'all. It smells so yeasty. I'm going to save that bowl because I'm actually going to be making something else. Now, I am wanting to get this a little flour because I don't want it sticking everywhere. Y'all, this is so puffy, jiggly, and puffy. I love it. Okay, I'm going to knead it just a teeny tiny little bit just because I got it out here on my table, okay? Because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to divide this dough into half, okay? So let's just kind of work the gluten around some more. Tuck its little booty under. Stretch and pull, stretch and pull. Now, if y'all wanted to do one more stretch and fold, that's fine. But, y'all, this is getting big and poofly and jiggly, okay? So I got to do something with it, and I'm running out of time in my window. Okay, now, I'm going to take the straight edge. This edge is for scraping it out of your round bowl. This edge is your divider. So I'm going to divide this dough into half because we're going to make two different things with this. So let me eyeball this, y'all. You just press down and you just separate your dough, okay? Half and half. Okay, we're going to put this over here because we're going to do something with that in a minute. Right now, we are going to take this. We're going to divide again because I have two of these greased. And I'm going to make two little mini loaves. Okay? Now, if you're doing this on a larger scale, y'all, one of these or this whole thing could probably go in my bigger pan. Bigger pan. Or my Pullman loaf pan at home that's longer for the sandwich loaf. And you can either slide the lid on and have the rounded top sandwich loaf or the flat top sandwich loaf. So see, this bread dough will work for home purposes too. But it's perfect for my traveling on the go bread. Okay, we're going to divide this again because I'm going to make two little mini loaves with it. Now this is what we're going to do. I'm going to kind of like flatten out my dough. It's not going to hurt it to flatten it. I do need to flour it just a little bit. Let me grab some of this leftover flour. I'm going to flatten it just a little bit. Let me get my flour back. Flour my hands just a little bit. Or you can oil them if you want to, y'all. Okay. We're going to flatten. And I'm going to measure. See, I need it like that wide, okay? So kind of get that size rectangle, okay? We're going to start rolling. No, let's say we're going to go half like a letter. We're going to go half, half. We're going to turn this up. And we're going to roll this like this. Now we're going to kind of like tuck those seams in, close them up, pinch those seams in, okay? I'm getting floured again, okay? Tuck those seams in, y'all, okay? Now just kind of work some tension towards you, pull it towards you, and it'll work some tension on the bottom, and it'll flatten that bottom seam up, y'all. See how I'm creating tension? I'm pulling it to me. I'm flattening that seam up. Now we're just going to put it right over in here. Okay? Leave it. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other one. Get some more flour out. This one's already rising again, y'all. All right, we got Puffy down again. Put this over there. And we're going to do like that. I got a squeaky table, y'all. Squeak, squeak, squeak. This one's rising so much I can't even hardly get it flattened out. Okay, we're gonna fold. This works better like on a bigger loaf of bread, y'all, but I'm trying to do the best I can. All right, now we're gonna roll it, the tube up like this. You don't want a lot of air pockets in there. Now I'm gonna pull it to me and roll it to where I'm closing up that seam on the bottom. I'm kind of pulling it. Get me some more flour on my hands. Okay, and we're going to kind of pinch these seams. Okay,
Oh, that one kind of went together when I did that stretch on it. Okay, now we're just going to flop this one over in here. This one's probably going to be bigger than that one, and that's okay. Now, what I'm going to do next, I can tell you right now, that's probably going to split on top when it bakes, and I'm okay with that. I can kind of like maybe pinch it closed. All right, now, what I'm going to do with this one. Okay, well, let me show you this right quick. I am going to use these little shower caps. Y'all, they come in perfectly handy because you're going to have to cover this up, make a dome, okay, so it won't touch. This is what I'm going to use for my cover, and these are going to go in the windowsill over there to start doing their second rise. That one's going to be bigger than this one. Maybe I didn't divide the dough exactly even. I'm okay with that. We're not doing perfect today. We're just making bread because I want some. Remember, I'm taking the complication out. Let me set these over to the side, and then we will put these in the windowsill in just a minute. Now, I'm going to do something different with this ball because I'm going to let this ball, we're going to make a round, simple loaf of bread. This is all I'm going to do. Let me flour my hands so it don't start sticking to me. Okay. And I'm going to bake on this parchment paper in my air fryer, okay? And plus, I'm preparing it on parchment paper for 2 reasons. And I'll show you here in just a second why I'm doing this on parchment paper. All right, we're going to try to seal the bottom. All right, we're going to put that right there. Now, let me show you why I prepared that on parchment paper. I'm going to let this proof and do its final rise inside the tray of my air fryer basket. And it's easy to just pick this up and put it over in here. Now, I'm going to move the paper back because this is going to do its final rise in here. And when I get ready to bake it, these corners are going to have to be folded down because the element on my air fryer is up at the very top. And these little corners can be touching that top up there. And I don't want to catch the thing on fire. I don't want to have to evacuate the hotel either. So we're going to put this down just like that. Now, I'm going to take this last shower cap, put it over my basket. Ooh, this one's a little bit little. Okay, we're just going to do it like this right here. Okay, maybe not. It just went pew. Okay, I'm going to get my towel. And I'm going to cover this up. I'm going to put these in the window back over here and let them do their final rise in that warm window, okay? So let me take all my stuff over there and we'll just keep an eyeball on it as it's proofing, and I'll let you see how puffy they get and how much they rise. And then let me clean up, and then we'll get to the next step after their final rise. Not sure how long it's going to take because, like I said, temperature, warmth affects the rising of your bread. So we'll see how long this takes, okay? I'm going to clean up, set them over there. I'm going to kind of, it maybe eat me a little something, and we'll see how these bake up. We'll see how these rise, okay? So this is the final rise, okay? And proofing that you can call it, okay? Before we bake it. I will get y'all some shots in a minute, let you see how it's going, okay? All right, y'all. I have had to actually move my bread ever so carefully into a bowl about the same size as this right here because I forgot I got to use this to bake the little loaves of bread. Okay, let me show y'all what these look like. I'm going to set that right there. Let me show y'all what these look like. Y'all look at this. I'm going to be very careful. Look how much that rose, y'all. Look at that. Now this one, I don't think I got them the same size, y'all, but that's okay. Look how much this one rose too. Ooh, don't steep, don't steep. I could tell these were getting warm, y'all, because there was a little bit of sweat right on top of that one. And see, this one turned out fine too. Now, I'm going to ever so carefully put these inside here. I can do 2 of these at one time, y'all. Side by side. Don't drop it because I don't want to dent my loaves. Side by side. Okay. Now, let's see. I don't think I'm going to do an egg wash. I don't want to bust open another egg just for these. Okay, here's where you have choices. You can do an egg wash. You can do a water wash. You can put butter on the top. I want to reserve the butter for when it comes out. Or milk. Okay, let's get just a itty bitty thing of milk and a brush, and we'll do a milk wash. That is the 4 things: butter, milk, water, and egg. Yeah, the 4 things that you can use to brush on the top of your bread to get it that golden brown look when it gets done baking. So let me grab my basting brush, my itty bitty basting brush, and a little bit of milk, and we will put on top of here, and then we're going to get to baking these. Okay, I just grabbed the first thing handy, y'all. We're going to put a little bit of milk wash on top of here. Be gentle because you don't want to stretch your dough or poke your dough. Okay, and I believe the last time that I made these in my air fryer, I did 320 degrees. And I believe, because I got it wrote down, if I'm reading my directions right, it's 320 degrees, 13 minutes inside the pan, just like this. Then I have to stop the air fryer. Of course, I'll set a timer for 13 minutes. Then after that 13 minutes, take the pans out, take the bread out of the pans, then put the loaf down inside there and do 13 minutes more. Or you can kind of flip them over or put them on their side, okay? So I'll just remember I wrote it down. It's going to be 13 minutes on one side. Then I'm going to stop it, take them out, try to flip them over to where it'll kind of like get the bottom side, or like put them on their side so I don't smush my top. So 320, 13, flip, and 20, okay? And then we'll see what these look like. All right, it's been 13 minutes. Y'all ready? I'm scared. Look. Look at that. Oh my gosh, y'all. Two little bitty loaves. Okay, now I've got to very carefully get it out of the air fryer and take it out of the pan, and let me try to, I think this is hard enough on top. I can go ahead and flip it over. It's not going to cave or crush. Oh, y'all, that's hot. So give me just a few minutes. Let me gently get them out of the pan. I'm going to have to get my pot holder and get them out of this pan that's hot, then get them out of their little loaf pans and flip them over, and I'll let you see before I scoot it back in there for the next 13 minutes, okay? Okay, y'all, after burning my hand multiple times, I got them in here, all right? I'm going to kind of flip them on their side because since there is like airflow still going to get up around to the sides, so there's nothing restricting the airflow coming up from the bottom. So I think with them being on their sides, that's going to be fine. We're going to put them in there for the neck because I don't want to get them anymore on top or they're going to get too brown. So I am going to, they won't sit up since they've got a rounded top. They won't sit up straight. Let me see. Maybe I can prop them up against each other. Ow, 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 still hot. Okay, there we go, there we go. That one's just going to kind of lean over a little bit because it's got a, you know, a little rounder, little top. Okay, so I'm going to put these back in there for the other 13 minutes, and then we'll take them out. Okay, y'all ready? Y'all, I was beginning to say I didn't have like any little racks or like a cookie rack, baking rack or something to put these on. But y'all, look.
Instant Pot accessory. It's got it goes in your Instant Pot to do your eggs with, but it's got little legs on it, y'all. So I can set these on top of these and let them be cooling off. Y'all, I'm a stinking genius sometimes. My family's probably laughing their head off about right now. Yeah, okay, we'll just ignore them and we'll go on about our business. Okay, here we go. Let me get this one out. I'm gonna get my other pot holder right here because I burnt my hand last time. Oh, okay, here we go. Ow. I'm just gonna flop them over here, y'all, because this is hot. Look at that. Is that not stinking cute? Let's get this big one out. Ow. Let me try to flip it over, y'all. Ow, ow, ow. That pan is hot. Oh, okay. Let me put that back in there because I don't want it sitting on my table because that pan's hot. Y'all look at these. Y'all just look at these stinking little loaves. How pretty is... y'all are kind of tilted. How pretty is that? Look at that. Y'all, bread is not complicated. I promise. Look at this one. Okay, let me see. It's not bad hot. Look at that. Y'all, bread is not complicated. Ow. Except when it's hot, I promise. Okay, now, y'all know we can't cut into this right now, right? It's killing me, y'all. But y'all know we cannot cut into this right now or we will ruin our hard work. I'm going to take my butter and while it's hot, I'm going to just melt. This is softened butter, y'all. I'm having to hold on to this because it's going to be ooey. I love me some butter, y'all. Let that drip down the sides. Oh, that bread's loving that massage. Okay, no, we're not going to forget about you. We're going to get you too. Come on over here. Oh, yes. Get you some of that nice warm butter. Look at that. Now, y'all, we still have to get... Oh, I'm losing my butter, y'all, because this is softened butter. I didn't want to get any out of the fridge. I'm going to be using this for breakfast anyway. Or I'm going to have to use it on my next loaf anyway. Oh, my goodness. Okay, here we go. We're all messy now. Okay. I got to wash my apron anyway, but here's a towel. I dug my apron out, y'all. Y'all, bread does not have to be complicated. Look at that. And this is just proof that it don't have to be complicated. You can take the science out, take the complication out, learn what ingredients that you like goes good together. I'm crooked. What ingredients that you like to go together. I like milk instead of water. I like butter instead of oil. We're going to cut into this after it cools. I'm not going anywhere yet. We still got another bowl over there to do. We still got the bowl to do, okay? And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that because I made one of those too after I practiced with these one day. In that video that I'm going to tag on this one, I also made breadsticks. So you'll see the pictures in that one. I talk you through the instructions. I made breadsticks and 2 loaves of bread in that video. And then after that, I was like, I wonder if I can make a bowl in here. You know, the round loaf, okay? You can either make the soft loaf or you can try to do the artisan by creating some kind of steam somehow. So, I think I've got a way to create steam because I actually did it when I practiced in the same place whenever the last time we were here, okay? So... yeah, we're going to create some steam in that one. And I'll have to flip that one too. Now, at the end of this video, when I get done baking and everything, I will show y'all some pictures. I didn't make a video of me doing the bowl because I'm like, what if this don't turn out right?
I'm going to be embarrassed. But I took pictures of the whole process. I will include those pictures at the end of this video, making the bowl, the round loaf, like we're still going to do in this video. You're going to get pictures and video version, okay? But in the pictures, I show you of me adding herbs and cheese to the loaf, and how you incorporate any kind of add-ins that you want in your bread. So watch those pictures very carefully at the end. But in the meantime, I'm going to give my loaf just a few more minutes, and then, because I'm actually going to let this cool back down. Oh, that's hot. Let this cool down just a little bit and put it back in here so it can be spreading out just a little bit more. That was the only other biggest bowl I had. So we're going to do that, and then we will bake that bread. And I've got a choice if I want to score it or if I don't want to score it. I'll have to make my mind up, y'all, because if you score it, that's with the steaming method. That's creating steam. If I want to leave it just like this and have just a round loaf like this, I don't have to score it. I'll make my mind up, but I don't have my razor blades here. That might be that one more thing. Okay, that's just between us, okay? And it don't take up much room. It's just a razor blade. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to let that go just a little bit longer because I want it just a little bit bigger, okay? Because I'm going to use some of that, like as far as dear hubby's wanting some sloppy joes, and he's like, can you do some sloppy joe grilled sandwiches? Yes, dear, I can. And then I can use these as some little ham and cheese sliders. Some little grilled ham and cheese for his breakfast. Oh, that'll be something different for breakfast. I can make breakfast sandwiches out of these. Do some sausage, bacon, eggs, slice them up, and it'll be like little breakfast sandwiches. Y'all see all these ideas going through my head? I always try to see how I can utilize something, and I usually come up with a plan. And it's not hard. But y'all, you see, I just didn't measure. I did just practice. Now, I'm not saying that a beginner, like I said, who's don't know anything about bread, can just go in through here slapping some ingredients. You do need to know a few little basics about making bread and practice with some ingredients to see which ones you like. Y'all, there's thousands of bread recipes on the internet. And I probably practiced with every one in my younger days to see which one do I like, which one does the texture better, which one. So we're gonna see after these cool. I'm not cutting into these right now. I'm resisting the temptation. I'm resisting the urge. When these cool off, I will open them up, see what the texture is like, see if the egg makes a difference or not. If it don't make any difference, then I'm going to leave it out and save it for scrambled eggs for breakfast. You never know until you try. That's the only thing I did different in this particular set of things than I did in the last one. I didn't use an egg in the last one. Okay? So, we're going to see in just a little bit if the egg makes a difference. Then we're going to get to baking that one. And, because I want that one to get just a little bit bigger. Y'all, that sucker's rising. Y'all want to see? Y'all want to see? Hold on. Let me take you over there. Look how fat and tall this has got. Look at that. Okay, but I am going to switch it over to this pan so it can expand out this way some. Okay, so let me go do that right quick. Okay, I got it switched. It's actually helping that bread while that pan is still just on the warm side because it's continuing that warm proofing. Okay, so I'm not going to let this proof too much more because since I'm dealing with yeast, if it goes too much further, it'll start smelling like alcohol.
okay? And I'll have to feed it to the geese out here, and they'll probably get drunk off of it. Okay, so I can't let it proof too much more. I know it has just about doubled in size, but maybe just a few more minutes, and I got a way to create some steam. I think I am going to score it, y'all. This is going to be my steam. It's just a spray bottle of water. I've watched a lot of artisanal. Since I already have 2 soft loaves here, I am going to turn this kind of like into an artisan, and I'm going to try to create that steam. I think the last time, let me prop y'all up here. I think the last time I did this, I'll have to dig those pictures out, y'all, on my computer. I let my air fryer preheat. Then, like you do a Dutch oven, like we did on our artisan loaves that we have made in a Dutch oven, okay? We had to create that steam, remember? If you're using a Dutch oven, that you put the lid on it, okay? That creates your steam right there because you're enclosing the bread. If you're not you're doing an open loaf on a baking stone, you gotta create that steam somehow. And I poured water in that pan underneath, remember, my baking stone, and then I closed it up right quick, and that created steam in the oven. Okay, when I made this last time, I poured some water in the bottom of the pan, but I got my bread in here. So that's where this is going to come in at. I'm going to mist the top. That's going to give me my steam. You know what? I might do that now. I can go ahead and put a little bit of water in the bottom of this pan, okay? Then spray the top. That's going to create my steam that I'm going to need. But I will do a milk wash. No, I'm not going to do a milk wash because I'm going to do the artisan, okay? I'm just going to try to find one of my sharpest knives. And y'all will see in a minute. Let me give this a few more minutes, and then we'll just finish this process, and we will bake this up and see what it's like, and then cut these open. Oh, my mouth is watering, y'all. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, I have found my sharpest knife. I have scored it. I really hate scoring bread when it's at room temperature, y'all. I really do. Because to me, it kind of deflates it a little. I'd rather my bread be cold, but it is what it is. And we are going to mist the top so it'll create that steam. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do 320, but this one's going to need more baking time because it's like a bigger bowl and more compacting. So I'm going to do about 20 minutes at 320 and just see what it looks like. So we're going to go down to 320 and then 20 minutes, and we will see in just a minute, okay? I am a Gen Xer. Do y'all remember in the 80s, you would lay outside or by the lake in your bathing suit under the sun, baby oil with iodine mixed in it to get that deep dark tan? You'd be cooking yourself. Oh, the sun in that would put in our hair to make our hair lighter. And if you were laying outside with your mama, you didn't flip until she says flip. But you thought you were going to die before she said flip. It's time to flip the bread. Why that made me think of that, Mama, I don't know, but it did. Y'all, my mama watches my videos, so it just made me think of that. So it's time to flip the bread, okay? And I just had that flashback of the 80s, laying out with my mama, and oh my gosh, I thought we were going to die. And we had like that silver, some kind of silver mat or something like that that was supposed to draw the sun to you. Yeah, we thought we were cooking and we were going to die. She could outlast anybody laying out. Let's get this bread flipped. Okay, let me get y'all down here. I've been cleaning. I've been doing other things, just trying to clean as I go. All right, so it's time to look at that. It didn't keep my thing as good. Maybe my knife wasn't sharpened enough to score it deep enough. Oh well, anyway, make sure the paper's not hot. We are going to take this carefully, just flip it over. Look at that. Y'all see how big this thing got, y'all? Now, I don't think I'm going to have to do 20 minutes because this is pretty good, but I want to get the bottom side. I'm going to do about maybe not even 10. I'm going to try like 8 minutes and see what the bottom gets like. Maybe 10. Let me see. We'll keep eyeballing it, y'all. So we're going to put it back in there. But this is so high, it is close to my element. Let me check it after 8. So we're going to do 320. I'm going to set it for 10, but I'm going to check it at 8. Okay? So, let's get... I don't think this is cool enough. I'm so tempted to cut into this bread, y'all, but I'm not going to. And I thought of something else I'm going to do for supper tonight. I'm going to take like half of one of these little loaves. I've got the ingredients left to make some bruschetta. And I made some chicken carbonara the other night. Carbonara pasta, whatever you want to call it. I made some of that the other night. And I'm like, we really need some bread. We really need some bread. Hence, the reason why I'm making a bunch of bread today. So, we didn't have any bread to go with that meal. So, y'all, Jesus said I'm the bread of life. Okay? Bread is biblical. Okay, now, that's what I'm going to do for tonight. So, I got some mozzarella left over. The round mozzarella that's sliced, the fresh mozzarella in the grocery store. I've got some little diced tomatoes left. I got Italian seasoning. Oh, I'm going to fix this up for supper tonight. Let's, finish doing this, and then we will take this out and let it cool off, and then we'll slice these others open to see if we're even going to like the texture of the egg in it. Okay, so I'm just waiting around to cut this bread open, y'all. I love bread. Okay, I'll check this at 8, okay? Okay. I stopped it, let's see, I set it for 10. I stopped it at 4. It had 4 minutes left. So I might have went over. Did I go over? I set it for 10, right? I don't remember now. Anyway, it's done. Okay, but I'm going to take it out, and I'm just going to kind of do this right here, okay? I don't need my tray. Y'all see that? Y'all, that thing is bigger than my hands. Both hands. Y'all, that sucker is hot and huge. Ow. Okay. One of these days I'll learn. Let's go ahead and slather this in some butter. Before I forget, I'm going to make another mess here, y'all. My butter's all getting mushed up. Okay, I'm going to get some butter on this before... Y'all let me make a mess here just a second. And then, if this is cooled off enough, we will slice into that and see what the inside looks like. Okay, give me just a minute to slather some butter on here. All right, I've got my butter everywhere. That's okay. I've got my butter slathered all over that one. We have definitely got to let that one cool off before we open it up. Let me find a serrated knife. I know I have one in here somewhere. That one more thing, y'all. Let me find a good serrated knife. This one. You want a good serrated knife to cut in your bread. Let's just do the smaller one first, okay? Oh, scared me to death. Okay, here, we're gonna hit in. Okay. It was in that last little stage just cool it up. That scared the bejeebies out of me. Okay, let me get y'all down here, and we're gonna slice this open, and then we might just slather some butter on a piece and taste test it, okay? Okay, let's go. Oh, y'all, I just about hate to do this because it's so pretty.
Okay, but we're going to have to. I just want to see what the texture is like in the middle. I want to cut into my table. Oh, y'all, look. It's so squishy. Y'all know that little girl on Minions? She's got the little unicorn. It's so fluffy or squishy, whatever she says. I like the crumb, y'all. You know what? The egg may make a big difference. Okay, but now we just got to slather some butter on this. I'm going to tease y'all for a little bit. I'm going to let you see what this tastes like. Or let y'all see me seeing what it tastes like. Okay, let's get some of this dilapidated butter here, y'all. My butter is just kind of like, what did you do to me, woman? I was all nice and pretty. Okay, now let's get a little more butter than that. Oh, heck, let's just get a whole big chunk. Okay, let me see what it tastes like without the butter first. I want to see if it changes what is it? The egg makes a difference. I'm getting tired, y'all. I've been doing this all morning. Y'all, I'm sorry. Don't even have to have any butter. I think the egg makes a pretty big difference. I like the crumb. I like the squishy. Oh, I like the crustiness. Y'all, I kind of like this. Y'all see that tear? I'm spitting everywhere. Y'all see that tear? I may like a little egg in my bread. That's a first. Okay, I can't stand it any longer. It does taste good without the butter. But I just love butter on my bread. Y'all, that kind of made a little bit big of a difference. Do y'all see my point now? Bread is not hard to make. It is not complicated. Once you just kind of learn some basics, get the knowledge. I've already gave you some ideas of some ingredients that goes together. Find a recipe that has those ingredients. I'll tell you what I'll do. Did I even write this recipe down? I'll try to come up with measurements, y'all. Even though I just did it. And I've been doing this. I will try to put a recipe down in the description box. And I'm going to go ahead and add the egg. Now, I will have to find out the temperature and time on a regular oven. I'm going to say 350. 350. Start out with 30-ish, 40-ish minutes. Because I know when you're working with an air fryer, you have to cut your temperature down at least by 25 degrees. You just have to play around with your time. And it all depends on where your heating element is in your air fryer. I'm going to say a regular oven. I've seen other recipes anywhere between 350, 375, and anywhere between 25 to 40 minutes. I can give you the ingredients, but I'm not sure about the time yet. I will figure it out, okay? And I will try to get a recipe typed up in the description box below this one. But y'all, making bread is not hard. I think we've just kind of raised some generations that didn't watch people make bread when they grew up, as they were growing up. A lot of people from my generation on down to my kids, people have stopped making bread. Y'all think about it. What would you do in case of an emergency? Like the pandemic, and it shuts the whole country down, okay? Bread was flying off the shelf. What are you gonna do? What's government shutdowns? You know we're gonna have them. You know we're gonna continue to have them. Something else. Somebody loses their job, okay? One of the providers in the household loses their job. You're down to one income, or you are that main provider and the only provider in your household, and you've lost your job, okay? People on a fixed income, okay? What are you going to do in case of an emergency? Y'all, we have gotten too reliant on things, on grocery stores. I guess this is one reason why I like to challenge myself. If I see something at the grocery store that I like and I just paid an arm and a leg for it and a kidney, I'm like, I think I can make that myself. It's a challenge, y'all. I gotta see if I can do it. Y'all, I may not know how to put false eyelashes on, but I can make some bread. Okay. Let's take the complication out of it. Let's sit at those older ones' feet some more and learn and get some knowledge. Now we have Google. If you don't have a mentor, if you don't have an older person that you can get with, I didn't grow up watching my mama make bread. I had to teach myself. I had to learn. I wanted to learn. Now I hope I'm helping someone else. And y'all, you see, I can do it on a work trip away from my home, my things, my big oven, my stuff, my stand mixer. But that's where the stretch and folds comes in at. If you can't knead and you don't have a stand mixer, the stretch and folds works perfectly. In a hotel, I just made 2 little mini loaves of bread and a big old stinking fat loaf of bread. Okay, this actually, y'all, I'm going to use, dear hubby's wanting those Sloppy Joe grill sandwiches. Oh, yes, baby. And then I can use these for bruschetta, little sliders, little grilled breakfast sandwiches. Oh, there's so many plans for you. This is not complicated, y'all. This is not hard. Just get a little bit of information and just try. Get your hands in there and try, okay? I just showed you. It could get complicated in a hotel. I have figured out some things to make in an air fryer and an Instant Pot and a microwave and an electric skillet. A lot of people... How in the world did you do that? You just play around. You just try. You just do it. Okay? Y'all, making bread's not complicated. Let's get the heart out of it. Let's get the complication out of it. Just try it. Okay? Try those ingredients together. I will try to type up a recipe in the description box below this video. I don't know if you can see it from a television, but I know you can from a tablet, a phone, iPad, stuff like that. And then just write it down. And then I will put the video, the screenshot one, and then describing like some other things. These two videos just kind of go together, okay? I'll put that one at the end of this one, and then another video that will help. And then y'all, watch the next couple of videos that's going to be coming up. Not videos right after this video, but the next video that's going to be coming in my bread making series. I'm going to be making some stinking cool stuff, okay? Because I kind of practiced some of this stuff at home, I think. Or I might have figured it out. Well, I don't know, okay? But y'all just wait and see what is coming up next. And then be sure to watch the end of this one where I show you where I practiced making another bowl just like this one. But I put the add-ins in it and what it looks like when it was done, okay? So let's get back to putting bread of life back on our tables and quit being so scared, okay? I will catch y'all in the next one. Watch the rest of this video, okay?